your impression of what's unfolded this afternoon.
Afternoon. I've only been looped into this about 15 minutes ago, and I must say I'm quite stunned by the words that were uttered by Jessie Duarte. I mean, some of them, to say that the questions were attack questions and that journalists make a habit of this, and that, someone who, in her words, did not fight for freedom of expression and therefore cannot appreciate it. I mean, those statements are really, really worrying.
What are you, as a media body, the Editors Forum of South Africa, able to do in a situation such as this, where we've seen on record the Deputy Secretary General of the governing party in a heated exchange with a journalist saying all that you've mentioned? What are you able to do to remedy the situation?
Well, I think the first thing that we need to do is release a statement condemning this. We've seen this from politicians over the last 12 months, and obviously it's going to escalate as we go towards the elections. But calling out journalists by name and singling out journalists, singling out media houses, and putting out statements regarding things like the eNCA has decided its direction. I mean, that is a really dangerous game to play on her side. And I think that from a SANEF perspective, obviously we would have to quickly gather our thoughts now and come out and condemn this as strongly as we possibly can, and hope that Jessie Duarte will see the error of her ways in this regard.
I can almost hear, Chris, the voices of many journalists listening to this conversation who say the time has come for SANEF to stop condemning and acting.
I absolutely agree. From an action perspective, I'm sure you can understand, that the action that we can take at this point in time is quite limited. Jessie Duarte is a politician. She is not a journalist. She is not someone that we can send to an ombuds or send to a regulatory body like the BCCSA, for example. So SANEF is not necessarily a body that metes out punitive actions against people, but rather a body that defends freedom of speech and defends our democracy. You can really trust me when I say that we will do everything that we possibly can within our power to ensure that this type of discourse and this type of narrative needs to stop. I mean, as you well know, and I've been on your show before, what we've done with the ESF in terms of singling out journalists, it's in front of the Equality Court at the moment. I can understand that there is frustration from journalists that, it may seem that SANEF is not wielding this massive hammer every single time something goes wrong. But there has to be an understanding as to the remit of SANEF and what SANEF's job is.